Welcome to the yoga method. Today's practice is a hands-free practice. At times, chaturanga is not our friend, so if you're suffering with any wrist, elbow, shoulder issues, this will be the perfect vinyasa class for you. So come and join me on your mat as soon as you're ready. And turning your mat lengthwise. And let's start at the right end of your mat. So feet together, big toes touching, taking a moment to close down our eyes. Cultivating our ujjayi breath, which just simply means breathing with sound. Gently constricting the back of the throat, drawing the breath in, setting an intention only if you wish. And my intention for you is to really arrive fully and completely within your own bodies, blessing your own bodies with your own awareness and presence. Taking one more breath in. And on your exhalation, release your hands and please circle your hands high, looking up if your neck will allow. On your exhalation, releasing your left hand to your left thigh. And on your in-breath, exaggerate the length from fingertip to fingertip before exploring a gentle side bend. Grip with your feet, lift the arches of your feet, engaging your thighs, your core, and your glutes. And then send one more deep breath into your right lung. On your inhalation, let your hands rise high, maybe looking to your thumbs, before releasing your right hand on your exhalation. Exaggerating length on your next in-breath, and then easing your way over into a gentle side bend as the breath leaves the body. Feet, legs, glutes, core, working to create a beautiful, strong foundation. And then using the breath to penetrate the spaces that need a little bit of TLC. On your next in-breath, reach hands high, and please open your feet wide to a 5-pointed star. So turn your toes slightly out, exaggerate the lift and the length as we take a breath in. And on your exhalation, pulling your elbows back for a moment. So press your pelvis towards me, press your knees towards your pinky toe, and then bring more lift and length through your spine as you descend maybe a little bit deeper into your knees. Just one more full breath in. And on your exhalation, just brush the floor with your fingertips. On your in-breath, arms up and over, exploring shoulder range of motion. Exhaling to descend into your legs. Inhale, open wide. Exhaling to release. And on this last one, let's circle back high to our 5-pointed star. Turn your right toes in, left toes out, arms parallel to the earth. Energize the legs as you lengthen through the upper body. And then please land your hand on your thigh, your shin, or your ankle. Feet and legs create this powerful foundation. And then we're focusing on the length and the softness through the upper body. Gazing to your big toe, to the front, or maybe looking to your top thumb. Taking one more full breath in. And on your exhalation, please bend deeply into your left knee and come to a warrior two. So energize from fingertip to fingertip. Please check hip and knee alignment. Stacking knee right above your ankle. And ensure that you can see your big toe on the inside of your left knee. Steady your eyes on your middle fingernail as we stay and breathe for one more full deep breath in and out. Please begin to bring your right arm around, and we'll just lift through the back heel. And I'd love for you to frame this foot, please. Take a moment to really exaggerate the length through your back leg, the length through your spine as we take one breath in. And on the exhalation, grounding into your right knee. Option to bring your hands to your thigh to press yourself up, or please reach high if it feels available to your shoulders. Square your pelvis, tuck your tailbone, and sink into your hips while maintaining strength and stability, and exploring a baby back bend shape if it feels good to your body. Take 2 more deep breaths in. One more full, deep, glorious breath. And on the exhalation, hand to the inside, please. Lift through your back leg, shorten your stance, widen your stance, and begin to lengthen through your left leg any amount. So just a modified pyramid pose. Ground into your left big toe, bend your left knee as much as you need. And please feel free to use a block underneath your hands or just come to the tips of your fingers. Square the pelvis by drawing your left hip back, right hip forward. How long can you make your spine? And then just explore bowing in a little bit deeper if it feels good to your body. Just 2 more breaths. One more full deep breath in and out. Could you pick up just your left hand? And you might just touch your right thigh. You might reach a little bit lower towards the knee crease, or exploring a bit more rotation. And gently, gently using the abdominals to support you as we explore flexion and rotation, just for 2 more breaths. One more full deep breath in and out. On your inhalation, press into the earth, lifting heads and hearts, and turning to the long edge of your mat. Option 1, both hands on the thigh. Variation 2 will ground into our right hand. And variation 3, I'd love for you to reach high. So there really isn't any weight into this hand. We're just using it as a third line of support. And eye gaze once again where your neck feels best as we stay and breathe for 3, for 2, 1 more full deep breath in. And on the exhalation, please return your hands to the earth. Simply cross to the other line. And once we've arrived here, we have the option once again of bringing both arms to rest on the thigh. Variation 2, lightly anchoring into your left hand. Please energize your left thigh. Check that your right knee is tracking towards your second and third toe. And if it feels available, and only if it feels good to your body, reaching your right hand skywards, looking to the earth, to the side, or all the way skywards for 3 deep breaths. For 2, how powerful is that left leg? Is your navel drawing towards your spine as you take 1 more breath in? Before grounding the hands, please, we're pivoting towards the right end of your mat. You'll shorten your stance and widen your stance as you come into this modified pyramid pose. So square the pelvis, lift your heart. The block could be underneath your hands for support, but we can always bend deeply into the right knee if this is just feeling too strong in our hamstring. Once you find the best option for you, I'd like for you to decide whether you're leaving your spine lifted and long, or would it feel good to just bow yourself in a little bit deeper. Keep energizing your feet. Keep finding the strength in your legs, your core. Taking 1 more breath as we are. And then as we did on the first side, maybe you could reach your right hand towards your back thigh, your left, or your knee crease, or a little bit lower. And you're just lovingly, gently exploring a little bit of rotation on top of your flexion. Last 2 breaths. 1 more full breath in. And on your exhalation, please ground both hands again. Lift that back heel and land your left knee softly. We're crawling up, hands to thighs to begin with, stacking ear over shoulder, tucking the tailbone before descending into our left hip flexor opening. And then the opportunity to reach high, exaggerating the length through the torso, and then only creating a gentle baby back bend. But we want the abdominals to support extension, And at the same time, we want to really deliberately be engaging through our left glute to support our pelvis. There's one more full deep breath in. And on your exhalation, please ground the hands, frame your foot. We'll lift through the back knee, pausing here briefly, exaggerating the length of your leg, the length of your spine. Taking 2 more breaths, please. One more breath before we pivot the left heel to the earth, and we're checking that we have heel to heel alignment. And then ease your way back to a warrior 2 shape. So right hip and right knee are aligned, and the right knee is stacked right above the ankle, and we can see our big toe on the inside of our right knee. Just charge your back leg, feel the pinky toe side of the foot, and exaggerating the length through the arms as we descend any amount into our legs. Find your breath. Find your focal point. Taking one more full breath in and out. In your own time, lengthening, maybe shortening through the stance before we move to triangle pose with the hand on the thigh, the shin, the ankle. It doesn't matter, but I want you to feel the gripping of your feet, a softness in your right knee so we're not hyperextending, and then really switch on through your quadriceps, your hamstrings, as you roll your bottom ribs around. Steady eyes on the floor, to the front, or looking to your top thumb as we take these last 3 breaths. One more full deep breath in before bending deeply into your right knee, reaching high to your 5-pointed star, and descending into horse stance. Elbows back, tail tucks, knees to the pinky toe. Descend only as deeply as you wish. Feel the lift of the pelvic floor, the drawing in of the navel. Take one more breath in. And on the exhalation, sweep the floor as we began the sequence. Arms up and around as we breathe in. Exhale to open and bow. Last 3. Last 2. One more time. And when you reach the arms above the head, take your 5-pointed star and let's step to the left end of the mat. Palms press, eyes look skywards if the neck will allow. And on the exhalation, right hand to your right thigh. Inhale, open through side body. Exhaling to gently bend. Flooding breath into the left lung. One more breath, please. On the in-breath, reach high. Maybe look to your thumbs if your neck says yes. Before releasing left hand to left thigh on the out-breath. Exaggerate the length through side body before gently laterally flexing towards your left knee crease. Grip the feet, energize the legs, the glutes, the core, and then just breathe. One more full deep breath in and out. Please sweep your arms high as you breathe in and release your hands behind you as you breathe out. So interlace your fingers, take your knuckles to the floor, send your heart to the ceiling. Exaggerate the broadness through your collarbones. Draw the head of the shoulders back and down. Take one more full breath in and out. Chin to chest. Open your stance. Leave your arms where they are. Variation 1 will stay high and lifted. Variation 2, bend your knees and begin to pour yourself in as far as it feels good to your body. So gravity taking the arms overhead. We're gripping with the feet. The legs are strong. The core is powerful. And the breath is so smooth and deep. As we shift slightly into the balls of the feet, more range of motion becomes available. But I'd love for you just to take 2 more breaths. One more breath in. And on the exhalation, release your hands to the back of your pelvis. Slide the hands to your knees. Press your hands into your thighs. Bend your knees a lot. Turn your toes out. Stack your shoulders once again. And just see if you can glide sideways for a moment. So toes and knees tracking same direction. Chest proud, shoulders over your hips. And if you do not need the support of your hands, just see if you can interlace your fingers and instead just shift the weight forward and back. Or should I say side to side. Last 2. One more, please. And let's pause at the left side. Again, option 1 here. Variation 2, hands to the earth. And variation 3, I'd love for you to explore rolling the toes up towards the ceiling. If you do not need fingertips on the earth, bring your hands to prayer. Keep lengthening through the spine, lifting through your heart center. Taking 2 more breaths in as we explore a little bit more depth in our adductor stretch. One more full breath in. You'll ground your hands or not, and we'll just switch to the other side. So option 1, option 2, option 3, and variation 4. So toes to ceiling only if the ankle range of motion on your right will allow you to feel safe. We exaggerate the length of the spine, the depth of our breath. And please just take 2 more breaths here. One more breath, please, before we gently release our hands. And I'd like for you just to come to a seated position. Bring your legs around. Give them a little shake if you need. And as always, a celebratory breath in. Reach high. And then on your exhalation, bow low. Bend your knees as much as you need. Gently easing your way in to the point where you feel just subtle sensation through your calves, your hamstrings, your hips, maybe your lower back. On your in-breath, please lift through your heart for a moment. And on the exhalation, keep studying your eye gaze, but soften through your ribs. 2 more breaths remaining. One more full, deep breath in and out. On your in-breath, lifting through your head, your heart. On your exhalation, please bend into your right knee, energizing through your left foot. And from there, I'd like for you to ground lightly into your left fingertips. Reach high with your right hand. And then ease your way towards the big toe side of your left foot. So you might need to bend this knee to be able to access it. Perfect. And over time, if it feels like more length is becoming available, then begin to lengthen the leg. This knee will want to fall open, but we're not going to let that happen. You're hugging your right knee towards your right shoulder. So use your left hand to press you forward. Use your right hand to gently pull you forward. Variation 1, we're just going to stay exactly as we are, focusing on the length and the breath. Variation 2, you might lift your bum just a millimeter off the floor. Staying and breathing for 3. Staying and breathing for 2. One more full breath in. And gently, slowly releasing out. Your best windmill arms, you'll take your right arm up and over, hugging the bent knee side. Keep energizing through your left foot. Stamp down into the 4 corners of your right. Use your right hand like a second spine as you gently revolve to look over your right shoulder. Focus on the breath. For 2. One more full, deep, smooth breath in and out. On your in-breath, just return your eye gaze. On your exhalation, release your twist as we come into boat pose. From here, exaggerate the length of your spine. And I'd like for you to interlace your fingers, but leave the arms in a barrel shape. Lift through the spine. Hinge slightly back until you feel your core kick in. Option 1, we're going to leave the toes on the ground. And variation 2, we'll just float the shins. Breathe in together. And on the exhalation, turn towards your left. On the in-breath, return. On your exhalation, turn towards your right. Inhale to return home. Exhale with a gentle twist. Inhale to return home. Exhaling to your right. Just one more each way. Inhale, pause. Exhale to twist. Inhale, return. Last time to your right before coming back to the midline and releasing the hands and the legs. It will be your right leg long. You'll bend into your left knee and you're grounding into your right hand lightly as you reach high with your left. So the inside of the right foot is our target. Bending your knee so you can access the big toe side of your foot. And over time, if it becomes available, just begin to lengthen a little bit more. So pressing subtly with your right hand and gently, gently pulling, gently, gently with your left. So I don't want you to be too enthusiastic with the strength, but we want to, at the same time, enhance what we're feeling. Hug your left knee towards your left shoulder, study your big toe, and take 2 more breaths. Variation 1, we'll stay exactly as we are. Variation 2, remember, we just added that tiny little lift of the hips off the ground and the heel. Steady body, steady breath, steady mind for 2. And for 1, gently land your best windmill arms up and over we go. Please energize through your right foot. Ground into the 4 corners of your left foot and your left hand. And find that beautiful rotation as you gaze over your left shoulder. Breathe in to get longer. Breathing out to gently, gently twist. Use your core. Use your arms. Use your breath. 1 more full, deep breath in and out. On your inhale, return your eye gaze. On your exhalation, release your twist. What you can't see is Sky is just moving up. You probably caught a glimpse of her. She's got an avocado. She's about to give herself a little snack from here. Once again, interlace your fingers. But we're keeping that hugging position. And then option to leave the toes on the earth or options to float them. On your in-breath, reach high this time. And on your exhalation, lower. On your in-breath, take the arms above you. And on the exhalation, release. Variation 2, we could lengthen the legs at the same time. Exhale, touch the floor anytime you need. Last 3. Gently lower, reset, reconnect for 2. Gently lower. 1 more time. Power into the core before gently releasing that same shape. Just take it underneath. Holding wrist, forearms, or elbows. And then tuck the chin and gently open through the back of the body. Flood the breath into your ribs. Flood the breath in between your shoulder blades. Just take 1 more full breath, please. And when the time is right for you, energize, lift, lengthen, and then use your hands just to counterbalance you as you roll your way all the way down to the earth. Once you've arrived there safely, please touch your heels. Take a moment to really feel the 4 corners of each foot And then tuck your tailbone, energize pelvic floor, and lifting into your version of bridge. It doesn't have to be high. Could you once again interlace your fingers and just let your arms land above you? And that will allow us just to open the shoulder joints slightly. So stamp down through your feet. Feel your hamstrings, feel your glutes, and feel the connection to your pelvic floor and your abdominals. Everything working together. Taking 3 more breaths as you are. Just in stillness. For 2. Keep lifting, keep strengthening, keep breathing. 1 more breath in. And on the exhalation, releasing the hips, releasing the hands, and please come to butterfly. Left hand on your heart, right hand on your abdominals, closing down the eyes. Feeling gravity opening the front of the hip, the back of the hip, the inner thigh. Blessing your own body with your presence, with your awareness. Just 1 more smooth, full breath. Before releasing your hands, returning your knees, and let's bring our left knee to our chest as we lengthen through our right leg. From here, just feel how the hip flexor is feeling. And then decide, could I lengthen through my left leg any amount? I'd like for you to deliberately tuck your chin to lengthen your neck. Please soften through your shoulders and allow your spine to really release. Our legs remain powerful. Our core is supporting us. But the opportunity to really relax through the back of the torso. Taking 2 more breaths with your hands on your hamstring or your calf. And we're just really gently encouraging that leg a little bit closer as more space presents itself. Are your legs energized? Are you pointing your toes? And then beautiful crew, just tuck your chin and lift your head and your heart as you breathe in. And on your exhalation, gently descend. So we're using our abdominals, but we're also using our arms to gently lift us and gently lower us. So a little spinal mobility on top of creating flexibility through our hamstring and our hip flexor. So much goodness to be found. Last 3, breathe in. Gently breathe out. Last 2, full breath in. Gently breathe out. And 1 more time. Let's pause and hold here. Could you draw your navel down? Could you make your legs a millimeter longer? And then at the same time, could you soften through your shoulders? Just take 1 more breath before gently grounding into your right foot. Cross your left leg over. Create a little bit of dorsiflexion through your left ankle. And your best cactus arms, please. Breathe in together. And on your exhalation, keep that shape, figure 4 shape, as you rotate towards your right. And then inhale back to the midline, please. So just a little bit of hip mobility work as we move in and out of the shape with our breath guiding the process. Just take 1 more with movement. And as your left foot moves towards the earth, I'd like you to stay here. Just keep encouraging your left thigh open and use your left foot to encourage your right thigh towards the earth. 3 more breaths. So more of a capsule stretch. So it feels quite different. So for those of us that have a little bit of capsule restriction, this will feel glorious and a little bit uncomfortable all at the same time. The best things in life are kind of like that, aren't they? 1 more breath. before we gently return back to the midline. Right foot on the earth, left hand to your left thigh, and then threading through only if that feels good to you. Please check your right hip and knee are in one line, and you want to ensure that your right knee and your right shoulder are also stacking. Your toes are drawing back to help stabilize the knee joints. And we're using the strength of our arms to deepen the stretch into the back of the left hip. So laying some love on those external rotators. There's a few of them. They're quite remarkable. And then if it feels good, add just a subtle, gentle rock from side to side. Last two. One more, please. And when the time is right for you, you'll find your stillness. Before we gently go round into the right foot and uncross the left, your right knee will hug in, your left leg will slide long. And I wish you could see what I can see. There is like a million dragonflies above me. That must be a good sign, right? So beautiful crew, just decide if this is feeling good to your body. And then decide whether you could begin to lengthen through your right leg a little bit or a lot. The toes are pointed and the quadriceps are engaged. And then at the same time, we're really consciously relaxing through our head, through our shoulders, through our spine, through the back of our hips. Hold your hamstrings or hold your calf, it doesn't matter. And just finding that beautiful balance between effort and ease. Arrive in your body. Bring your awareness to this moment. And if you did on the first side, tuck your chin, lift your head, lift your heart as you breathe in, using your core and your arm strength. And on your exhalation, gently, slowly lower. Let's do 4 more. So a little tuck of the chin, scoop of the belly. So just moving slightly deeper into our hamstring as we breathe in and lift. And gently slowing, backing off as we breathe out and land. Last 2, I think. And on this last one, let's just stay, if it's possible, draw your navel down. Bring just a tiny bit more length to your legs. One more full, deep, deep breath in before gently, slowly releasing your head. Bend into your left knee. Cross your right foot over. Cactus arms as we take a figure 4 shape through our legs. Full breath in. And then just exploring mobility through the back and through the hip as we breathe out. Return back to your starting position. So you're gently encouraging your right foot towards the earth while keeping your shoulders stable. Inhaling. Slow, controlled exhalation into a little bit of rotation. We'll do one more with movement. And as your right foot moves towards the left, when it finds your endpoint, you'll just pause. Please encourage your right thigh open. And use your right foot to keep pressing your left thigh towards the earth. Breathe. Moving the awareness into the sensation. Softening into it rather than resisting it. Laying some love on the capsules of the hip joint. Take 2 more breaths. 1 more, please. And then use your core, use your arms to safely come back to the midline, grounding through your left foot again. Variation 1, we'll press the right thigh wide with the right hand. And variation 2, we're threading through. So draw the toes back into dorsiflexion. Encourage your left knee to align with your left hip and your left shoulder. And only if it feels good, please welcome a gentle, gentle sway. Could you let go a little bit more through the back of the torso? And could you breathe just a little bit more deeply into the back of your right hip? Last two. One more full, deep, smooth, beautiful breath in before finding your stillness and releasing your efforts. Beautiful crew. A twist is all that's between us and Shavasana. So arms wide or in cactus. Cross your left leg over your right. Shift your pelvis slightly to your left. And then let your knees navigate their way to your right. Maybe your right hand is resting on the thigh, encouraging just a little bit more depth. And please turn to look to your left if your neck will allow. Soften your eyes. Send the breath more deliberately into your left lung. Taking 3 more breaths. Where will these next 2 breaths take you? Just you and 1 more breath in this moment. Please return your eyes. Use your core to return your knees. Center your pelvis, uncross your legs before recrossing right over left. A tiny little shift to your right. Knees navigate their way to the left. And once you find your edge, maybe using your left hand to encourage a tiny bit more depth into your rotation. Are your shoulders equal? Is your face relaxed? And as you turn to look to your right, how deeply can you breathe into your right lung, into your right hip, into the right side of your lower back? Just you, your body, your breath, and this moment. And when you are ready, you'll return your eyes, you'll return your knees, you'll center your pelvis, uncross your legs, and please gather your knees to your heart. As you separate your knees, just see if this is all you need today. If it feels like there's room to explore, stand on the ceiling, holding your hamstrings, your calves, or the inside or outside of your feet. Pull down gently with your hands. Push back gently with your feet. And then please ask your body, do you want to stay stationary? Or are you craving a little bit of movement? Just developing this beautiful connection to your body, to your intuition. This sacred conversation between your body and your breath. This sacred relationship between your body and your breath. Taking 1 more breath with or without movement. And then beautiful yogis, embrace your stillness before finding your chosen position for Shavasana. Remembering if your back is feeling a little bit sore, bent knees are your friends. And if the back will allow, slide your legs long, palms to ceiling. If you need a pregnancy option for Shavasana, we roll to the right hand side. So scan the back of your body, softening through the head, the back of the shoulders, the spine, the back of the pelvis. Run the awareness down the back of your legs, hamstrings, calves, heels, back of the body completely relaxed. Running the awareness down the front of your body. Blessing your own body with your presence, with your awareness. As you relax your face, the front of your neck, relax your collarbones, your shoulders, your arms right to the tips of your fingers. Run the awareness over your ribs. Allow your abdominals to completely relax. Front of the pelvis, front of your thighs, your knees, your shins, your ankles, the top of the foot, and finally all 10 toes. Allow your whole body to relax. Allow your whole body to relax. Presence. One of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves is to be fully present within our own bodies. And absolutely one of the greatest gifts we can give another person is to be fully present with them. Contributing to the collective energy, calmness and peacefulness in the present moment by becoming fully present in this moment with ourselves, with one another. Beautiful crew, with your eyes remaining closed for a moment more. Just remain centered within your own space, within your own bodies. And remain present as you begin to breathe more fully and deeply. And when the time is perfect for you, you'll begin to invite gentle movement back into your fingers, your toes, your wrists, your ankles. Maybe a little rock through your pelvis, a gentle bit of movement through your shoulders, and rolling your chin towards your left shoulder before slowly coming up and over to the right. If your shoulders will allow, take a full body stretch from fingertip to toe before bending your knees one at a time, sliding your arms down and around. Hug your knees to your chest. lovingly rock your body from side to side. And then land lightly as you roll to the right hand side of the body. Linger for one more breath present in this moment before pressing the earth away, rising to a seated position, please. Any position that feels wonderful to your body as we find our posture with our ears over our shoulders over our hips, a gentle drawing in of your chin, a gentle looping up, back, and down of your shoulders. And then please bring hands to Anjali Mudra. Practicing gratitude in this moment for this day. And I so appreciate your presence, your energy here at the Yoga Method. Thank you for sharing this time with me. From my heart to yours, namaste. I hope you have a beautiful day and that you enjoyed hands-free, chaturanga-free yoga. Please leave me a comment. Love to hear your thoughts and your feedback. Namaste.